Hello and welcome everybody to Guidance and Insights for January 2025. So I'm actually recording this on December 31st, 2024, and just want to wish you all a as easeful as possible transition into 2025. So I know that many of us are going through some pretty big challenges right now. And, even if there are not certain situations that feel challenging, we just might emotionally feel a lot of stuff right now. So first of all, I just want to remind you that pretty much all of you listening to this are sensitives, you're empaths. And so oftentimes we are not only feeling obviously our own stuff, but you are also picking up on collective energy, whether you're aware of it or not. And let's just be real. There's a lot of fear right now. There's a lot of depression, right? Especially after the holidays. People feel sad. People, they get triggered during the holidays and they might not even be aware that that's what's happening. I know most of you are that are listening to this, but many people on the planet are still not at that place of awareness that we are. So I want to go back a little bit before we get into January. I feel like it's important just to remind ourselves that we went through a pretty big shift astrologically at the end of November. Beginning of November, a lot of people in the US went through a big shift with the presidential election. So let's note that. Then we have at the end of November, Pluto, which is big energy, big planet of disruption, moved from Capricorn, which was really all about patriarchy and structures and systems, patriarchal structures and systems. We moved into Aquarius, a huge change of signs astrologically. And we're going to be in Aquarius now for the next 20 years. And we will never be in Capricorn again in our lifetime, in this lifetime. So Aquarius energy, it's an air sign. Aquarius is all about communication, community, humanitarian energy, freedom, revolution, and rebellion. So that is the energy that we are essentially have moved into at the end of 2024 as we move into 2025. So it's important to acknowledge that. And for many of us, moving into this energy is going to call us to look at our soul agreements with other people and relationships. And really looking at, are the relationships that I'm currently in still in alignment, or have some of these soul agreements been completed? But my human self, right? We've got the soul, we've got the human, the conditioned self, the wounded self, is still holding on because of fear. And that could be dragging your energy down. It could be making you sick. It could be holding you back from receiving more of what you desire. So we really want to look at that with compassion and curiosity and really look at our relationships, whether it's personal and or professional, and which ones are complete. And we know it like we know it. And still there's a part of us that is wanting to hold on because that's what humans do. And that's why we really need to tap into our soul power and move forward, release those old relationships, agreements, and release them with gratitude for the lessons that we've learned, for how we've grown, right? So important to mention that. And then right before we move into the new year, we have a new moon in Capricorn that happened, depending on where you live, December 30th, 31st. So yesterday, today, when I'm recording this. And Capricorn, the sign of Capricorn in general, has to do with responsibility, being a hard worker, really focused on resources and structures, right? So we had Pluto move out of Capricorn, but the new moon is in Capricorn, and we're in the sign of Capricorn through the end of, I think January 20th, January 19th. Every 30 days or so, we move into a new sign for those of you that are new in astrology. So this Capricorn new moon is really having us want to reflect. This is a huge period of reflection right now, at least for the next week. It's going to require alone time. And we want to look at, first of all, our progress this last year. So we're going to spend some time still looking at our progress. And I like to talk about all 8 life areas. For those of you that are new to me, it's self-connection. Self-connection equals time to connect with yourself, also self-accepting, accepting all parts of you, and trusting your own guidance. That's self-connection area. Then we've got the area of health, mind, and body. We've got spirituality. We've got relationships with others on the planet physically. Spirituality is off planet, right? Unseen divine team, something bigger. Relationships with others. Then we have the life area of purpose / career. I put those two together, even though they're separate, but we often put them together. So that's why I do that, because it's typical for most people. Then we have the area of passions or play, hobbies, money, material. And then the 8th life area is location. So where you actually live, like the home you live in, the space you live in, but then the city, state, country you live in. So we want to look at our progress over the last 12 months, 2024. And then we want to really be, again, with compassion and curiosity, what worked for you this last year and what didn't. And why? If something didn't work, why do you feel it didn't work? Like, what about it didn't work for you? And again, doing this with compassion and curiosity. And it's also this new moon asking us to have a deeper acceptance of our spiritual self, our soul, and being able then to get more clarity, right? So we're reflecting, but then we're also on the past, but then we're also wanting to get clarity on our soul desires for this next year, right? For 2025. And really getting to the deepest core level of what is really important to you on a soul level, given your soul's unique purpose. No soul on the planet has the same purpose. It's important to remember that. So when other people try to tell you what to do, what you should do, etc., they're speaking from their own stuff, right? They don't know what is in the highest for you. They barely know, most people, what's in the highest for themselves, right? Because so many people are still falling into all of the conditioning, right? The human conditioning, the patterns, the limiting belief systems that we are moving out of more and more every year that we go on. So you might also want to look at your chart, your birth chart, your astrological birth chart. I recommend to go to Channy.com or the Pattern app. You get free charts, both of those, and look at what number house your Capricorn sign is in. We all have all 12 signs, zodiac signs. What sign is your Capricorn in? Mine's in my 9th house, which has to do with spirituality and travel and philosophy. So that's also going to give you a clue as to the deeper meaning of this new moon for you. that we are in the energy of. Okay, so let's move into 2025, shall we? So this reading is more for January, but I have to touch on 2025. 2025 is a universal 9-year. What does that mean? Universal 9-year. It's actually all about completions. So we moved from the 8-year, which was about soul power, and we are moving into the year of completions. So not surprised with all that. And it's also important to remember that we also have a personal year. So besides a universal year, which impacts everybody, again, we do have a personal year, which actually starts on your birthday. So many of you are, going to be in the middle of your personal year. I'm moving from a 9 personal year. No, I'm sorry. I'm moving in from a 1 personal year to a 2 personal year. So you can also Google that. I think I will also put the link to that for you in below this video. It feels important to do that. So you can also look up what your personal sign is, what your personal number is, what you're in right now, and what you're going to move into this year. Okay, let's see what else is important. So, January. Let's go ahead and get into January. So, I pick from the Syrian Starseed Tarot deck last year and again this year. And the card for January is the Starseed card. The Starseed card. So it is the number 0 card in the deck. And I choose, there's 50 some cards in the deck, but I choose specifically for the year, for each month. Those of you in the Expand program are going to get the reading for the cards for the whole year. So those of you in that program are going to receive that. But the card for January is the Starseed card, and it's the 0 card in the deck, which is significant, especially because I just said, right, we are backing up. We went from Pluto and Capricorn to Pluto and Aquarius. Big leap, big leap. So this card has to do with your soul leaping into the physical with ultimate trust in the divine. So we are going to be focusing in January a leap of faith and a deeper trust in what I call our divine plan, our soul's blueprint. So really trusting that on a soul level, number one, you chose to be here at this time. And that you have a specific purpose. Like I said before, each one of us on this planet has our own unique soul's purpose. No person on this planet, even if you're a twin, has the same purpose as you do, has the same purpose as me, has the same soul essence, right? We all have our own unique soul essence. And ultimately, that's what we're here to bring to the planet, to fully embody and live and honor. Now, many of us, we know that we've been run by conditioning, that we've been run by our old past wounds and traumas and limiting beliefs and fears that come from those experiences. And that's why those of you who are in my community, you know, right? Whether you're in my free community, whether you're in my Evolved Journey year-long program, you know that an important piece to us fully knowing and living and honoring our soul's purpose is to heal these past wounds from this life, from past lives, and from our ancestors. That is part of the work that we're here to do. And we're going to be doing it again this year. I don't know if we'll ever stop doing it, to be quite honest. So I'm not done yet. So again, this month, it's continuing to heal those deeper layers of wounds, traumas, limiting beliefs, and fears so that you can have that deeper leap of faith. This card has to do with entering a new experience, mission, quest that is unfolding for your and my highest good, right? And really trusting that. That is the word this month, trust, right? That leap of faith, that starseed leaping into the physical, right? So the questions you would like possibly to reflect on this month is, do I trust my soul and my soul's mission, intention, purpose? How am I leaping into the unknown? I know that our human ego self does not like the unknown, mine included. And we have to soothe that part of us. That's part of what we're here to do, is be that divine parent to all of our wounded parts. Soothe our wounded parts so that we can move forward with our soul's guidance. What new reality am I intent on creating? I like to say co-creating, right? We all have a huge divine team, seen and unseen, that is supporting us on our soul's mission with our soul's purpose. How am I being totally guided and supported, right? Look around. If you're still breathing on this planet, living on this planet, you're supported. What great new adventure awaits me? What great new adventure awaits me? Am I jumping into a new cycle of experience in my life? Yes, we all are. Everybody listening to this is. Absolutely, 100%. So those are some questions for you to reflect on for this month. So we also have January 13th, we have a full moon in Capricorn. And again, Capricorn has to do with responsibility, work, hard work, resources, structures. And so, yeah, we really, between now and then, we want to look at our structures and systems and what is supporting us and what isn't, right? Looking at what I call our non-negotiable daily self-cares or self-nurture routines, our balance of work, rest, healing, and play, me time and we time. Right? So we want to be looking at that right now, especially when we are considering what are my soul desires for this year and getting clarity on that. And then what structures and systems do I need to put in place, need to shift or change? Again, what's working, what hasn't worked, what is working. And because we are all, most of us, many of us, taking this huge leap, that they're going to need to change. Right? Our structures and systems, our routines that keep us healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, they're going to need to shift probably. And that is going to not be easy for some parts of us, right? Parts of us that are afraid of change, afraid of losing. So then January 21st, we have the new moon in Aquarius. Again, here we have the Aquarius energy. The air sign, the community, the connection, communication, freedom, revolutionary, rebellion energy, the I'm not going to take it anymore. I need to do things different, right? That kind of energy is what we're going to be having more of come January 21st as we move into Aquarius. Okay, so I know that's a lot. You might want to re-listen to this. Take a few breaths, right? Take a few breaths. Know that progress, not perfection. We don't need to, even when we have the awareness or the clarity, we don't need to make all the changes at once. That is the superhuman part of us, that pretending to be superhuman, and that we get overwhelmed and then we shut down. So baby steps, small baby steps to start, right? With anything, with shifting anything, letting go of or adding. Many of us are still going to be purging, releasing this first couple of weeks of January up until January 21st with the new moon in Aquarius. So we're purging, We're purging right now. We're releasing, letting go of all the old stuff. So purging, when I look at purging, there's a couple different areas I look at. And those of you that are in the Expand program, you have the Urge to Purge guide. So we look at relationships, we look at our career, we look at media, right? Like I purged a bunch of files on my computer. I'm purging old photos. I'm, those sorts of things. Material things. We know that everything holds energy. So many of you are going to be guided to throw out old clothes that you've been holding on to for, who knows, a long time. Journals, burn those journals. Old paperwork. So everything is energy, right? Everything. And then of course, patterns, old patterns and habits that aren't serving you, and the belief systems and fears that drive those patterns and behaviors, right? So that is purging. And a gentle reminder that oftentimes when we purge, we do physically get sick, have a flare-up of symptoms or an illness. I had COVID last week, right? Crazy, third time. And this time it hit me in the respiratory. So I've really been clearing a lot of old throat chakra stuff, fear of speaking up, fear of speaking my truth, fear of sharing my gifts. So you might notice even this video might be a little bit more real than I have even been in the past because I have been having a huge throat chakra clearing. The fear of speaking my truth. So, yes. So you might get sick. Be patient with yourself. Just know it's part of the process. Whether it's a pain flare, whether it's a GI flare, had that too. Part of it, just part of purging and releasing, right? The old stuff has to leave our physical bodies. Also, again, non-negotiable self-care. So for me, that looks like journaling every morning, soothing my fearful parts, making sure I connect with myself and my soul and my team, my divine team, middle of the day, and again before I go to bed, morning, middle of the day, end of the day. Moving my body every day, eating 3 healthy meals a day, getting enough water, clean water, taking the supplements I need to take. So non-negotiable self-care, me time versus we time, and looking at my schedule, your schedule, right? The balance of work, rest, healing, and playtime. It's also going to require, again, a lot of honesty. So have compassion for yourself. It's going to require that we have a lot of honesty and be really truthful with ourselves and others. Again, here's that Aquarius energy, communication. So really clear, honest, kind communication, firm, boundaries. Honoring your soul's purpose, right? Why you're here, the gifts you're here to share. Another really important one they're saying this month is really focusing on joy, playtime, and joy. Most people are not getting enough of that. That's going to be actually a big theme for a lot of people this year, right? Is more play, more joy, more fun, more pleasure. And again, a gentle reminder that we are, in order to do all these things, that we are also going to need to continue to heal those deeper wounds and traumas that caused us to take on the 3P patterns: perfection, people-pleasing, and pretending to be superhuman. Again, that might be a lifelong process. It still is for me. And I've been doing it since 2008, teaching it since 2015. So I hope that you find this beneficial. Again, baby steps, baby steps. You're not meant to do this alone. Get support, whether it's me or somebody else. We are not meant to do this alone. I'm not doing this alone. I just had a session with my spiritual mentor today to get ready for this next year. Amen that I did, right? It really helped. So I know that many of you listening to this haven't been getting the support that you need. So I really want to encourage you to do that, to spend the time, to spend the money. You are worth it. And as these next couple of years go on, it's actually going to be really, really important for you to be able to transition with as much ease and grace as possible into this new paradigm that we are co-creating, our heaven on earth that each of us is co-creating. And if you are interested in receiving my support, you can still join us for the Expand program. Our next live workshop is January 24th. So you can find information on that below this. It's still 50% off, I think, for the next 2 days. So yeah, feel free to join us. It's going to be, it is so much fun, and it is so beneficial to do this in a group to prepare for this next year. And for those of you that are ready to go even deeper, I do have a few spaces open in my year-long Evolved Journey program. In January, we are focusing on your passions and your soul's purpose. So you can also find details about that below this email. And I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you being a part of this community, how much I honor you and your willingness and your courage to do this deeper work that we're here doing right now. I'm telling you, if everyone on the planet was doing this, right, and it's my wish that everyone does, that the planet, ultimately, this is what the planet needs in order to evolve, right? In order to get to that place of heaven on earth that we are all here to co-create. So loving you, sending you lots of grace, lots of courage, lots of compassion. We need lots of compassion this year, especially for ourselves and for others. So feel free to share this video with others that you know would benefit. And yeah, I look forward to supporting you in 2025. And yeah, namaste. Hi, everyone.